Hi, I'm Kathie. Becoming a millionaire requires a combination of financial discipline, smart decision making, and long-term perspective. First and foremost, you need to focus on increasing your income. This can be achieved by advancing in your career, seeking higher paying job opportunities, or even starting your own business. Alongside this, it's essential to develop a savings and investment strategy. Allocate a portion of your income to savings and investments consistently, taking advantage of tax-advantaged accounts like 401ks and IRAs. Diversify your investments across different asset classes such as stocks, bonds, and real estate, and even entrepreneurial adventures to spread risk and enhance potential returns. Equally important is managing your expenses and living within your means. Avoid unnecessary debt and especially high-interest credit card debt, and make a budget to track your spending. Cut back on non-essential expenses and prioritize saving and investing. Additionally, continually educate yourself about personal finance and investment opportunities to make informed decisions. Patience is crucial. Wealth building takes time, so don't expect instant results. Stay committed to your financial goals, adapt to changing circumstances, and regularly review and adjust your financial plan. With discipline, determination, and long-term perspective, you can work towards becoming a millionaire over time. So what are some of the habits of those who have millions of dollars? How are they different from the habits that you have? It's not a simple process. It takes dedication and drive to meet this goal. I met a young man who at the time was finishing college and was in ROTC. We were discussing his options for retirement plans. When we got to the TSP contributions, and that's like the government or military's 401k plan, he immediately said, "I'm putting the whole amount in." That was $19,500 a year. So this is a young person starting in his first job. To do this, he's going to have to contribute $1,625 a month. As a second lieutenant, he would make $3,287 a month. That's actually half of his annual pay if he puts aside the $16,000. Already, he knew that he'd be saving half of his pay before he even started this job. So you need to start investing early and consistently. That means for Josh, if he works 20 years and retires, he can be done working at the age 45. He'll be able to retire with half of his base pay. Let's say he earns 4% on the savings of that $19,500 annually. It's going to grow to $846,000 over 25 years. He'll almost reach his $1 million goal by age 45. Now, he won't continue to just make that same salary for the entire 20 years, and he'll make more each time he gets a promotion. So that amount he invests will continue to grow. But if he starts at the $1,625 and then takes another job after he retires and still only pays that same $1,625 into a 401k, he will have his $4.17 million at age 65. Go Josh! And if he chooses the pension option with the Army, that would give him $7,730 every month at retirement. Having a spending plan and making it a priority, or in this case a savings plan like Josh, is important because it's part of becoming a millionaire. It can be as detailed as you like planning out your sources of income and the ways to save, like your investments. But by putting the ideas on paper or in electronic form, you'll be able to reach your goals more easily because you'll be able to put your money to work for you. You're going to include options that will be a reality for you, not straight $1,600 a month if that's not going to work for you. But list where your money's going to come from and what rate of return you think you could get for it. Right now, savings accounts have a higher rate of return than they used to, and they are safe, but it's probably not your best bet for trying to grow your money. You'll also need to figure out when you plan on retiring. This way, as things come up after you make your plan, you can alter it and make needed adjustments. Using a book to track your income and spending can be helpful. You could use software apps, or you could order my workbook to organize and plan out how to reach your goals. The link is in the show notes. Decide how you're going to save. Find the vehicle or the way that's best for you, or the combination of them, because each has its own risks and returns and reasons to use it. Commit to putting half of any raise you get into your savings. That way you'll have more money, but also be guaranteed that your savings grows. Remember, you want your money in a few different buckets of investments to plan for shortcomings. because it's certain that you will lose money at some point. The trick is continuing to save and invest because it will probably continue to go up. Pay off your debt. Owing 8% on a student loan and 22% on a credit card, or even both of those, is just money that you're giving away. If you've been putting money into a savings account and getting maybe 1 or 2 or 3%, you're still losing money because you owe more than you're making on that savings account. These are the types of debts that you'll have for multiple years, and they're not going to help you reach your goal. I'm not saying don't put money into savings to have an emergency fund, because in case you lose your job or you find a huge unexpected expense, you're going to need that money. But be sure you're not carrying loans just because you can carry them. Instead, pay them off and invest in you. Don't overspend what you bring in. Buy only what you can afford in a month. Come up with a spending plan that will help you reach your goals. There can be some give and take in your plan, but buying gifts is not an emergency, and neither is paying rent. Plan and be ready for purchases when they come up, whether it's monthly or annually, and be prepared. You can create intellectual property. That's something that no one else has, like a book, songs, scripts, or creating art. You can design tools that someone needs, like a tradesman, a plumber, an electrician, or another craftsman. These intellectual properties can allow you to apply for the rights to them, a patent, a copyright, or a trademark, and then you'll be paid when others use it. Be creative. Consider investing in real estate. It can be risky, but if you start small and don't spend beyond what you've allocated, you can slowly grow your portfolio of properties. If you buy a small place and maybe it needs a little fixing up, you can then rent it out. Then the rent money will help pay for the mortgage. You'll look good to a bank because you have money coming in paying that mortgage, and they might be willing to lend you more money to buy a second property. It's not as exactly simple as the way I just described it, but it's very possible finding someone to pay rent on a property you own means that they're paying the mortgage for you, and you don't have to. Finding a way to increase your income is important. Be careful of selling things like home party sales, plasticware, crafts, candles, makeup, and jewelry. They can make you money, but there's a very high level of failure as well. In fact, Forbes magazine said that about 95% of the people fail at this job. Instead, find a job or a side hustle that doesn't require you to buy any inventory or work for anyone else. Make sure that you keep careful track of the money you bring in, because you're going to need to report that income to the IRS. You'll also need to know that sometimes a company that you work for does not withhold taxes. So be careful if that's the case, and if they're not withholding the taxes, that you are. Set aside money to pay for your federal and state taxes so you're not surprised by them with this second job. Write down in the comments ways that you're making extra money and share them. Read and listen to podcasts or YouTube on financial topics that you're most interested in, because knowledge is power. So the more you can learn, the more you can do to educate yourself, and the easier it will be to make decisions about your financial choices. Some of the books that I recommend are any of the Cheapskate books, and there are 2 different authors. One is Jeff Yeager and the other is Mary Hunt. The Millionaire Next Door by Thomas Stanley and Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki are terrific, fairly easy to read books that can help you start to save more and reach your financial goals. You can find a link for these in the show notes to order them. Take advantage of your company's 401k matches. It's common for employers to match about 50% for each dollar that you contribute, up to about 6% of your salary. An example might be someone who's making $50,000 a year and they're saving $450 a month. Their company will match 6%, and that would add about $3,000 a year or $250 a month to their 401k. Then that $450 and $250 will allow you to become a millionaire in roughly 34 years. In fact, by the age of 40, it will have grown to $1.6 million. IRAs can also help you with your savings. You can contribute up to $6,500 to a traditional IRA or a Roth IRA each year in combination. If you earn less than $125,000 a year, or $198,000 jointly, after you turn 50 years old, you can contribute an additional $1,000 a year. This $7,500 is across all your IRAs, so if you have more than one, in total, that can only be $7,500. IRAs are also capped depending on how much you make. So if your child has an IRA and their income was, say, $3,000, they cannot contribute more than $3,000 each year. Finally, I would hire an advisor or a CFP. This is going to cost you money, but meeting with a certified financial planner will absolutely be what helps you the most. They'll look at the 5 big areas of your life: insurance, investing, taxes, retirement, and estate planning. So you'll share your financial information and goals, and they're going to come up with an individualized plan for you. This one step will offer you the biggest benefit toward reaching your financial goals of becoming a millionaire. This has been Kathie Pfeffer-Hahn. Please hit like and subscribe so that you get my videos each week.